Good evening. This is World News from Carnival Radio. I am Larry Badmos. We begin the news from Africa. The African Union has backed a campaign to end the use by government and international organizations of the 16th century Mercator map of the world in favor of one that more accurately displays African size. It stated that the map created by the cartographer gathers Mercator for navigations, the projection distorts continent size, enlarging area near the poles like North America and Greenland while shrinking Africa and South America. Although criticism of the Mercator map is not new, but the correct the map campaign led by advocacy group Africa No Filter and Speak Up Africa has arrived the debate, urging organizations to adopt the 2018 Equal Earth Projection, which tries to reflect countries' true sizes. Farah Nlaye, co-founder to Speak Up Africa, noted that the Mercator affects Africans' identity and pride, especially children who might encounter it early in school. Moving to North America, the United States has announced it is revoking the visas of Brazilian, African, and Caribbean officials over their ties to Cuba's program that sent doctors abroad, which Washington has described as forced labor. The U.S. named two Brazilian Ministry of Health officials, Mazot Julio Tabosa Sales and Alberto Creyman, who had their visas revoked for working on Brazil's Mais Médicos, or More Doctors, program created in 2013. The U.S. Secretary of the State Marcos Rubio, in a statement, noted that sanctions have been imposed on officials involved in abating the Cuban regime coercive labor export scheme, a scheme which he claimed enriched the corrupt Cuban regime and deprived the Cuban people of essential medical care. In response, the Cuban government has called Washington's efforts to stop its medical missions a cynical excuse to go after the foreign currency earnings. In Europe, deadly wildfires are sweeping across southern Europe, killing at least 3 people in Spain, Turkey, and Albania as firefighters struggle against flames fueled by weeks of scorching temperatures. In Greece, emergency teams are working desperately to shield Patras, the nation's third largest city, where fires have consumed surrounding pine forests and olive groves, destroying dozens of vehicles and moving dangerously close to residential neighborhoods. Fire service spokesman Vasily Vatroukayanis stated that yesterday was another very difficult day, with the level of fire risk remaining very high across many parts of the country, adding that at least 15 firefighters needed medical treatment for injuries and exhaustion. Speaking also, Civil Protection Head of Washington, Greece, Nicholas Krifokis, explained that the perilous mix of high temperature, strong wind, and animal humidity has created ideal conditions for fires to spread. Moving forward to Asia, at least 37 people have been killed after a sudden cloudburst unleashed torrential rain in India-administered Kamsa, making the second major disaster in the Himalayas in just over a week. A deluge struck Chisoti, Etuan, and Kwasta districts. On Thursday morning, the site served as a key step along the pilgrimage route to a Michel Mata temple, a revered Amlayan shrine dedicated to Goddess Gorge. Television footage show intensified pilgrim carrying as water surged through the settlement. Omar Abdullah, Chief Minister of the Federal Territory of Jammu Kashmir, described the situation as grim and said confirmed details were slow to emerge from the remote location. In Australia, Australian and Vanuatu have agreed to a 10-year deal aimed at strengthening security and economic ties worth $500 million. The Nakamal Agreement, the result of months of negotiation, will transform Australia's relationship with the Pacific neighbor, leaders from both countries said on Wednesday. Australia's Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marries stated that the future is very much bound together and that they are family, while Vanuatu's leader Jonathan Napat described the deal as win-win situation for both nations. The deal, to be officially signed in September, comes as Australia tries to grow its influence in the region to counter China's increased spending and power. In South America, the FBI has returned a 500-year-old stolen document signed by Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés to Mexico. The manuscript page was penned in 1527 and is one of the 15 pages through to have been swiped from Mexico's International Archive between 1985 and 1993, the U.S. investigatory agency said. The page, which described payments made for supplies for expedition which discovered in the U.S. and repatriated on Wednesday. Cortés was an explorer who brought about the end of the Aztec Empire and helped pave the way for the Spanish colonization of the Americas. The manuscript detailed plan to his journey across what would become New Spain. And with that, we've come to the end of the world news this evening. You can check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. You can also download the Carnival Media app on Google Play Store and the iOS App Store. My name remains Oluwadamilare Badmus. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good evening.